guys, it's Bronco Batty here, back again. We are doing another Mountains to Metal install today. Today we are doing the rear back pockets, and I only have one out. You may ask why. Why does she only have one out? Well, I'm going to show you why. So the reason we only had one out is because we've already installed this one right here. We want to make sure that everything we do is absolutely perfect before we show it to you. So that's why we installed one, that way we can show you how to do the other one.
So the tools we're going to need for this video includes a 7mm socket along with an extension, an 11mm socket, a drill. It says for a 1/4 inch. All we have is a 17/32. That also works good. And then in the kit it comes with, of course, the molly pocket and a nice rubber guard that attaches along this seal so you don't rubber cut your fingers. It also comes with these CNC cut washers and these lock nuts that you can see that has the rubber in it. That's the locking part, and that is where the 11mm comes in handy. It also comes with an instruction QR code, a black Mountains2Metal Bronco parts made in USA sticker, and of course we like to use the Milwaukee 3/8 inch ratchet. Now if you're going to be using this for this install, you need to be extra careful because these do not require hardly any torque to them, and really they should be just tightened with a regular hand ratchet, but we're pretty comfortable with this and that's what we're used to, so that's what we're going to do. For your door card removal, it looks a little frightening, but it's not going to be. So all you're going to need is some trim removal tools, a little scribe doctor pick to get that little, I don't know if you can see it, that little notch in there to pop that off. This handle you just pry up on. I'll show you, it's really easy. So you pry and you pull out. Be easier if I had two hands. Here, camera girl. So all you do is you pry, and your tabs are going to be right here, and this part slides in here. So you don't really need to pry too much on this area, but more so the middle and the outside. And you can see they're just pressure tabs. And then I'll take the camera back. You got one 7mm bolt there, one 7mm bolt there, two down here, and then once I remove this panel, there'll be one behind it. Alright, so I got my little scribe pick from Harbor Freight, and all we're doing is just pulling out that tab. There you go. There's out, and you can see the 7mm bolt right there. Now we're going to take our 7mm with the, make sure it's in reverse. That one's out. I like to put all my hardware just on the floorboard. I'll get that one in a little bit. And for removal, using the Milwaukee is perfectly fine because you're not tightening anything down, but this is just thin plastic, so over tightening will really damage it. Alright, so next up, that's what we need the pry tools for. You're going to try and find an easy opening in here, wherever you can find one. There you go. And then just go up to the top and work your way down. Look how easy. The other side was not that easy, so don't think it's going to be that easy every time. And then you just lift up, fish that other bolt out that I was going to grab. Got it. Now, in the Mountains2Metal instruction, just says to remove this. I don't find that necessary, but to each their own. I'm just going to hold it while drilling it. all you have to drill is each one of these plastic pieces out to get the netting off. Don't let it scare you, it's just plastic. You see how that last one went all the way through? That's because we finally broke through. This is your original trim piece. So you can see, let me turn it back around for you. Okay, so this goes right there, trash, and then you just pull this off, and that's that. There goes your cheap netting. And then your new holes for your Mountains2Metal basket will go through here. We'll show you. All right, so before we go ahead and install, we're gonna attach our rubber seal. If you can see, it has a little pinch area to grip on. That part, when you push it on, it compresses itself and creates tension in between. And then you just kind of work it around this corner here. That's the hardest part. And then you just keep pushing down throughout each. The corners, like I said, are the hardest to get around. And then you just push it through. I have a little excess, so I'm going to go back through and put more on this side. So it's okay if you mess up at first, because you can go back through and fix it. Just like us, we're not perfect, even though we already did one. And there you go. So now your rubber seal's on there, and you don't have to worry about hurting yourself, scraping a knee or anything. And then now you take this. In a perfect world, your holes would line up, but it doesn't always work that way. So you only hope that it does. All right, there you go. It's okay to give it a little push. See, now it's in enough to where the nuts will suck it in, and you can see how the holes you just drilled now fit. There you go, some old plastic. Now the new bolts fit, and we can go ahead and take our washers and our nuts and install them. Set that back down. All right, so you can see we got our CNC washers installed with our lock nuts all the way throughout. And then we got our 11 mil. This is literally how much torque you should be applying. Sorry, backwards. So you just go slow with it and take it off. There's no pressure, there's no compression. You just go slow. Once you start feeling resistance, stop. All right, so there you go. It is on. You turn it back around, making sure all your cables are correctly straight. And then you're gonna go ahead and lean it back up and install. All right, we had to pause it because this rubber seal came off and I had to put it back on, which is just a push seal, so that's perfectly fine. But like I was saying, now that all your lines are perfectly straight again and still connected because they can't come off. So now they're perfectly connected. You slide it back on, making sure everything looks good. Eyeball your holes. You should not have to force these in. They should just go in freely, especially with how new a vehicle it is. It should all just go in nice and tight. All right, so now that that's in, you can see the new product's installed. And now we can reinstall our 2 7mm, 1 up top and 2 on bottom. And if you have one of these little decorative pieces, it does still work. It still fits in nice and inside the slot. So it's not a waste of money if you went ahead and bought one of those kits. All right, so now that all our bolts are retightened, again, not over tightened, you're gonna go ahead and put this in first. So this little tab right here hooks in that little one, and this big one up here hooks the big one. So you want to make sure you get those both connected, or else it won't go in right. And then you push back, and then it just clips right in. That's it. Then you go ahead and take your top piece. This is the little tab I was talking about earlier that you have to hook with your scribe. And to put it back in, it has these two pop clips as well. And that's it. Now you are done, and your Mountains2Metal install is fully complete. Let me back out of the way so you can see it. Yeah, more room, more storage. You can even fit a drink there. We want to show you that these side pockets are so big and so nice that it fits one water and one full-size Gatorade with ease.
So thank you guys for watching part 1 of our Mountains2Metal install for these door pockets. For the next video, whenever we go to part 2, we're going to be doing the front doors. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe.